Hey, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson. I'm so extremely happy to be with you today. We have a really great show outlined. As you know, we are doing various things related to pre shows. And what does that actually mean? You just look at this volume right here. A pre show is where we are launching Life Innovation Global TV as well as The World Speaks. We have a number of different shows that are lined up for you in relation to the impact that people have in their lives and in the lives of others. And so when we look at the word impact, I always talk about the fact that we want to get as much exposure as possible so that we can have the biggest impact as possible. And then monetization will come. And so part of what we talk about here on The World Speaks is the fact that a lot of people, when they look at their dreams and their goals, a lot of people have where they want to make as much money as possible, right? And have where they can have maybe time freedom, freedom to be able to work from wherever they want to work from and have where they can do whatever they want to do with their families and for their families. But a lot of times people focus so much on the monetary portion of their lives that they really miss out on what I feel is one of the most important things, which is the impact that we have in the world. So impact is part of what we're going to be talking about today and how we can get there with some of the things that you even saw on the reel that just played for Life Innovation Global TV. Which is, do you want to be a speaker? And it's not just necessarily a speaker on stage. It could be that you want to have like one-on-ones with maybe clients, or you want to do small groups, or you just want to do better in relation to if you have a contract and that you need to negotiate with someone. How do you go about that and find the best phrasing as possible so that you can have the best outcome, and then again, going back to impact. So here on The World Speaks, we are going to have a number of people on that have done just that. They've had really great impact in the world and a little bit of monetization as well related to multimillionaires and billionaires that are a part of my alliance. But it's not just because they've made money. Again, for me, it's about the word impact. So as we get ready to go into our show for today, I want to just show another commercial related to one of the books that I've written. It's the 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking. The 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking. And in there, it's going to outline various things that you can use in your everyday talks with people, as well as mentioned earlier, if you want to have better contract negotiations. Let's say you want to buy a car, or even you might be on an interview and you really want to get that job. Well, what would be 2 or 3 of the P's that would really help you to up level that conversation? And also, if you want to be a public speaker, there's like all different kinds of ways that you can use that particular book. And we're going to talk more about the word impact and a few other words when we get back right after this commercial. Greetings, everyone, and thank you for being here today. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson. I am a wealth innovation strategist. And what does that mean? Well, I'm glad you asked. I help people go from creativity, like an idea, to cash flow because we all have ideas, but do we really take advantage of all of the different ways that we could really have cash flow in our lives? And so I talk about cash flow here, but one of the main things that I help people do is to put in place a wealth profile. A wealth profile. So that has to do with various ways that we are able to make money and have cash flow in our life, right? So one of the things that I teach and some of the different things that I've done, as you can see here, let's see which side. Oh, I did pick the right side. USA Today, Yahoo Finance. There's been other programs I've been featured on in relation to what I do as a wealth innovation strategist. And so one of those things is called Element 10. Element 10, yes. Now, I believe that everyone should have at least 10 substantial and sustainable streams of income at any one time. Now, I didn't say 10 jobs. I said 10 sustainable and substantial streams of income. So sustainable means that it's going to be where all throughout your life, you have that passive income, you have the investments, you have where you have a business and it's systematized so that there's other people that are working on it and managing it. And all you have to do is from time to time give some advice potentially, and you can do that from anywhere in the world. So I talk about the cash flow quadrant quite often, and I'm just going to give a little snippet on that right now, and that there's a left and a right side, based on E, S, B, and I. And so it's okay, if you are a W-2, an employee, where you are an employee, you go and you clock in every day. We need people that are willing to do that and have where sometimes your job is repetitive. But the thing is that can be where you are right now, but you can use the income from that if you plan properly to pay your bills and have where you have a comfortable lifestyle, but use maybe some of your overtime money or some of that money that you set aside to put toward investments, to put toward your business, to put toward potentially even having someone help you as an assistant to understand if there's some grants out there where you can use those to fulfill your dreams. Maybe you go to networking events and you find some business partners and they want to do a joint venture with you related to something. So there's all different ways that you can still move yourself from the left side to the right side of the cash flow quadrant so that you have more time and money freedom, and it frees your mind because you're able to, again, work from anywhere in the world. And now you do have, even like when I was just in Mexico, like there's things where you have responsibilities and things don't necessarily always go right in everything that you work in, like in your business. And so there's some risk factors there, right? And so sometimes you do have to take calls, you need to have meetings, you need to still work on some business plans or whatever, but it's not where you need to necessarily be on site to do that. So when we look at the word impact that I mentioned at the beginning, I really want to make sure that we think about that word in relation to how we can spread our knowledge, our expertise across not just the local community, but statewide, nationally, internationally, various countries. There's all different types of things that you can do depending on what your niche is, what your specific desire is on what you want to launch and unleash into the world. There's ways that we can look at how it would be best to start locally, or some things, guess what? It's actually best to start globally in smaller communities, get some information, do some benchmarking, and then bring it back to the United States. Other things, it's best to start right here in the United States where I am. But based on some discussions that we can have, I'm going to talk to you about Vision 2025. And even though you may be watching this in a different year, you can look up on lifeinnovationglobal.com And there's going to be information on there about Vision 2025. This is the end of 2024 right now, and we are doing planning for 2025. There's an event that's actually coming up on November 9th. Very excited about that. But we then meet every month. And depending on what your initiative is, we can meet even more often than that to make sure that you get the best launch possible. And then we will meet monthly based on this collective. And I don't like using the words like masterminds and meetups and different things like that. It does have where they have some similarities, but really this is to have where you have a really, really good understanding of what it is that you need to do to really have that impact for the coming year. And so then throughout the year, we will have where we will review your plan. Some things will be done confidentially based on an NDA, because some things are where you really want to launch for real. So you want to have a patent, a trademark, copyright, something like that. Depending on what it is, we will put those agreements in place so that you can openly discuss those items with me personally. And then if there's other coaches that we need to get involved, other experts that we need to get involved to give you some advice, or even linking you up with some of the people, again, that are in my multimillionaire billionaire alliance, then we can do that. And then have where, depending on what they hear, because you have a really great pitch, that's one of the words we'll be talking about, then it is where you'll be able to realize some of that revenue even during 2025, because there's certain things that are short-term goals and short-term revenue generators that we can help you with right away, like within your first month, the first 14 days actually, but within the first month that you can have revenue. And then there's other things based on what your actual passion is that we can work with you on, so that you can then have where you're also making money based on your passion project. Now, it has to be something that people actually want. So it's like, what is the need out there? So again, to have impact, it is where we will look at what is it that people want. And so part of that is the market research and things that we will do based on that. And even if you just use something as simple as, what's your FAB, features, advantages, and benefits. Whatever it is that you want to make has to have some features that really stand out. And then what's the advantage of them using what you have versus what's already out? Or is there anything already out? And then what would be the benefits? And so it's very important that we go through various types of analysis, and even related to, depending on what it is that you want to do, you may need some funding. So in order for people to want to invest in what it is that you're doing, and you need to have some investors, then one of the things that I help people do, it's called a risk pro forma. And that particular website is reduceinvestmentrisk.com. Reduceinvestmentrisk.com. And so if you want people to invest in you, it's important for you to know your business well enough so that you can even give them a risk pro forma and say, that these are the various things that have come up in this particular industry, or in the economy, or in this area of the country, or in this type of product launches in the past. And this is how we have mitigated these particular items. And so you can do that. Or if you want to invest in someone else's company as an investor, and they are supposed to have everything already figured out, you can have where you ask them these specific risk-based questions to see how well they have put together their business plan, because you need to review their business plan. You need to review maybe even their financials if they've already been in existence for a while. But there's certain questions that you should ask before you're giving your money away in an investment. So there's a lot of different things, ladies and gentlemen, that we look at related to impact, and the impact that you want to have has to do with how well you diversify. How well you diversify. And that is the key to element 10. 10 substantial and sustainable streams of income at any one time. Substantial means that you set a threshold that the things that I will be doing this year, the investments I will make, or the people that I will help, like whatever it is, that it is going to be above this amount or below this amount related to dollar value. Okay, no matter what your currency is, you would set that. What is substantial to you, and are those the business deals and business ventures that you're going to go after? Because otherwise, we are spending our time majoring in the minors. There's so many different little things, like a little bites. Let's see, maybe I should go the other way for bite. So many little things that can just eat up our time, right? That then we have no time left during the day to major in those major things in our life. And I'm speaking to myself too. Time management is key for everyone. And my husband does a really good job at teaching time management. I might have him come on here, twist his arm to come on and talk about that with me one day. But there's only so much time in the day. And as I just put in the Vision 2025 collective post, is that's really like the only thing, one of the only main things in life that we can't change. We can't turn back time, and we can't add more time. So whatever it is what it is. And so as we look at our time, and if I say substantial and sustainable streams of income, 10 of them, by the way, then at least 10. Then there has to be a way that you're managing that, meaning that you have a team potentially, or an assistant, or you have where everything is blocked out such that you know that you have put your best foot forward to have substantial income coming in from this investment, this business deal, this job, this 1099, like whatever it is, that once you look at your profile, your wealth profile for the year, you're pretty happy about what it is that you see as the projections, right? And then you look at this every quarter. That's part of what we're going to be talking about in the Vision 2025 Collective, is that you set up KPIs, key performance indicators. Hopefully you're taking notes on these different things that I'm saying. You set that up and you have a dashboard, your own private dashboard based on the things that are important to you. So there's going to be various tools and techniques we're going to discuss, but the main thing is that you develop what works best for you. Okay, and so no matter when you're looking at this, you can go on lifeinnovationglobal.com and get information as to when the next vision meeting is going to be, the next forum and collective, because you might come across this or come across me or this show, or the amazing guests that I'm going to be having on here. You might come across this in any given month or in any given year. And so you can start whenever it is best, that's best for you to start. So I'm just giving you some information on the word impact. And that was part of what we were talking about at the beginning. That is the main word for me. I do like money, okay? We all do. Like, who doesn't like money? Raise your hand if you don't like money. Like, I do like money. However, the main thing for me is that I'm leaving a positive impact in people's lives, a positive impact in the world. And so as we go into the rest of this show for today, I want us to think about the word impact, and then also think about the word intention. And these are things that I've talked about before, and every time I talk about it, it has a slightly different slant, because of the fact that these are such small words, but such huge words in how we live our life and living our life with intention. So if you are one of those people that live your life with intention and have done very well in what you've done to date, I do want to share with you that we will be having an award ceremony. It's called the Global Awards, LIGTV Global Awards, for those who've had great impact in the world. And I'm just going to go ahead and play that commercial right now. Hey, everyone. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and welcome back to the World Speaks pre-shows. So what we're doing here is just having some general conversations with you related to some of the topics that we will be discussing, as well as how you can live a life of impact. And it's called The World Speaks because we want you to speak to the world, and we want to have where we are bringing on people from various parts of the world to give you maybe a different perspective on how things are elsewhere, so that you can understand how maybe with what you have as part of the footprint that you want to leave in this world, maybe you can find out and figure out by listening to other people how you can have an impact in their community as well and in their lives. And so the world speaks. I just love what we've done here, and what I've personally done related to going to all of these different countries, whether it was for genetic research, whether it was for a ministry trip. I'm an ordained minister. We do missions trips, medical missions and ministry missions, teaching and preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, as well as teaching dance and music and choir and having fun and like I said, the medical part, like all the different things that I've done. Uh, it's just I'm very, very thankful, first of all. But there's a lot of people out there who have done similar. Okay, so we want to have where you can, in a little bit of a way, like live your life vicariously through them, of like what they've been, where they have been, and what they've done, to know that you can do it too. You're like, wow, they've had like such impact in the world. They've done so much with their lives. You can too. And some people, even some people that have gone with me on these various trips, are not all people that, sit around and have thousands of dollars just sitting waiting to go on a trip. Some people do, but they've collected the funds to be able to go, or they've done a GoFundMe, or they have people in their community or in their church, or friends and family that have donated for them to go, so that they can have the impact that they were meant to have in the world as well. Yes, there's all different people in the spectrum of where people are economically to be able to do these things, but it is where you can too. So I don't want you to feel that you're not able to partake in some of the things that I'm saying because you're like, oh, I would never be able to do that because I don't have any money, or I'd never be able to do that. I don't have any vacation days, or I don't have the, like, listing all the don'ts. Okay, these may be challenges, but as I say, the word that I've made up is everything is figure outable. Okay. Everything is figure outable. And so there's ways that we would be able to help you do that, so that you can go out, and it may just be where some people do go on trips overseas, but maybe your impact can start right here in the community. So I don't want you to get discouraged by listening to what I'm saying. But what I am saying is to dream big. And that's another thing I want you to write on your paper if you're taking notes, is to dream big. And dreaming big to you or for you might just be coming out your front door. Like, everybody, there's all different kind of things that people have going on, may have some anxiety, challenges, and being in crowds is not the thing for you. When we were doing the homeless outreach, there's some people, they were just fine coming here to the Uplift Center. That's where I am right now, coming to the Uplift Center. And they were just fine coming here and putting together the packages that we would give out to the homeless, because they would put the packages together here with their friends and family. But then we would go out with maybe them or a different group of people and actually go and do a luncheon in a gym, and they were okay with that. But then there was another group of people, sometimes the same people, where we would go out into the streets, under bridges, in parks, behind buildings, like all different kinds of things, to find homeless people to give these packages to. Now, some people are not all into that part, but they were into doing what we were doing in the gym because it was more of a controlled environment. Other people, no, they were not necessarily into being face to face with the homeless. And that's okay. They were fine being here at the community center, putting the packages together. We need all people to help however it is that you might want to help. And then one day you might want to step out and go to the gym, or you might want to step out and do what we were doing with relation to the street outreach and street ministry. So I'm just saying to you that never give up on your dreams. You can dream big and just do it in your own way based on your own timing. So that's why I'm saying for Vision 2025, and no matter what year it is that you see this, we will be doing vision events, you know, if God says the same, but we'll be doing these vision events because it's very important for you to have a plan. And it's very important, especially if you want to have, what is the first word that we said? Impact. If your goal is to have a great impact in the world, then I really, really, really want to encourage you to be a part of our vision events. The next word is intention. And so before we went on break, I was saying that the word intention is another very, very extremely important word, because when we do anything, when we wake up in the morning, what is our intention for the day? What are our goals? Do we start out with gratitude? Do we start out with prayer? Do we start out with reading some scriptures from the Bible? Do we read something from some motivational book? Do we listen to a specific podcast or specific recording every day? Do we have a list from the previous day or previous week of what it is that we wanted to do? What it is that we wanted to do for that day? So starting your day with intention, starting each meeting with an intention, going to a networking event with an intention, reading a book with an intention. This is something that we're going to really, really focus on in the vision event, is the word intention, so that we can have where we are clear that what we're doing has met our expectations. Maybe it didn't meet our expectations, or maybe it exceeded our expectations. So even with watching what we have here on Life Innovation Global TV, or maybe you want to be a show host, or maybe you want to have a commercial, or maybe you want to be interviewed on here, all of this should be done based on the word intention. So I do want to challenge you, and part of ensuring that you have fulfilled your intention, sometimes it's okay to sit back and just gather information. A lot of times I'm in that mode that I'm just a listener. But to have the impact that you are meant to have in the world, whether you're speaking with typed words where it's not really speaking with your mouth, but you're typing out whatever it is, and you're an online resource and you have other people do the speaking for you, that's an option, or you're speaking yourself. It's still important for you to understand what type of message you want to get out into the world. So that's why the book that I mentioned is very important. The 51 Powerful Pieces of Public Speaking is very important. And also just understanding that with the different things that we do here locally and globally, you could come along with us and have where you share your message as well. So we want to welcome you. We're going to talk more about the 2 I words now, impact and intention, when we get back from this commercial break. Hey everyone, thank you for being here on The World Speaks. And this is one of our pre-shows where we're just talking about a few words. Right now we're talking about, do you remember? It is impact and intention. And later on, we're going to add on another word, another I word. Guess everything is I for today, which is going to be innovation. But as we look at intention, I want to bring up this particular book. Let's see if I can get it on the camera a little bit. Activating Your Greatness. So this is one of the workbooks that I've created. I am going to put it on Amazon. People keep asking me about that, when I'm actually going to put it on. But it says Unleashing the 7 Secrets of Creativity, Impact, and Monetization. And so this workbook has where there's various questions that challenge you related to what it is that you're doing in your life, so that you can then make sure that you're not just putting like plans for the day, but actually outlining more so, as I mentioned, like what's the actual intention. So it's good to have a purpose, so a scope and a purpose, but what are the actual intentions that you have? And then based on that, you can put together what I was mentioning, like a KPI, a scoring method, a key performance indicator. Like how are you going to evaluate? How are you going to evaluate that you've actually met the intention that you set out to do, and the goals and your purpose? And so there's various things in here, related to helping you to do that. And part of what this teaches too is in relation to leadership, because in anything that you do in business, you're going to be working with other people. So you need to be the lead ambassador for your product or service, the lead ambassador for your business, the lead ambassador for your hopes and dreams. Because if you're not, then who else is going to want to line up with you and to use what it is that you have, first of all, or to buy it, or to be a part of your team? And so leadership skills are very key. And so there's a little list in here. I don't know, again, if you can see this, but there's a little list. Here it is right here, that talks about exceptional leaders' greatness traits, the greatness traits for exceptional leaders. And so one of the first things, again, I'm a Christian, and I have in here, has a relationship with God, is number one. And then number two is committed. He's committed and focused. He or she is committed and focused. So that's what this Vision 2025 collective is to help us do, is to remain focused and not have scope creep over the year, where by the end of the year, like, where did the hopes and dreams go from the beginning of the year? Where were all of the things that I had planned to do at the beginning of the year? Did I get any of them done? Did I just shift and just do the shiny syndrome, like here, like everywhere somebody had something they were doing, like, oh yeah, I'm going to go do that, go to, like, the end of the year comes, and then have we completed anything? So it's very important for us to have these plans in place. And we do have a booklet. I'll have to get it. I don't think I have it right here. A little green booklet that one of our executives got for us. And I thought I had it out. Maybe it's over there. I'll find it. That helps us to plan for the end of the year, moving into the next year. Okay, so if you are planning on being at the event this coming Saturday, you can let me know, and there's still time to get you one of these booklets if you would like, or you can order it off of Amazon as well. If you're interested, send me a message at lifeinnovationglobal.com. Go to the contact us at lifeinnovationglobal.com, and we'll be able to get you one of those booklets, or have where you can order one yourself. That'd probably be better for you to order yourself, and that would be great. So just looking on here, and it does have the vision event, and the only correction here is that it is 9 a.m. MST instead of PST, because we are now 1 week. This is our first week into the time change. So California is on a different time now, which is PST, than we are on MST. So make sure that you don't just look at what's down there, but it is 9 a.m. MST because we are here in Arizona. And we would love to have you as part of this particular event for November 9th. And one of the other things that we will be talking about there is business in a box, how you can take advantage of some of the people that are in our network and some of the tools and techniques that we have to make your life easier to get your business launched or to get it back on track. Okay, so there's a number of different things that we have here, and I'll just go ahead and show this other banner. In relation to being on the show, you can go to lifeinnovationglobal.com and understand how you can be great and be heard as a part of our community. There's some free options, there's some paid options, and we would love, love, love to have you as part of the Life Innovation Global TV family. All right, so let's get back to this book. So in leadership, and what I was mentioning is the word impact and the word intention. So as we look at those two words today, having the best impact means that you are able to not just lead yourself, but to lead your business, even if it's just with one team member as an assistant, or have where you're leading people that may want to invest in your business. All of this is considered leadership. So let's look at these traits. So we talked about being focused. And one of the other ones, I'll just go to number 4, is thinks bigger with clarity. Thinks bigger with clarity. So to have a greater impact, yes, you need to think minute at first, but then you need to be able to maximize that and think bigger, because initially you do, some people call it like a beta test or an alpha or a beta test, and you have where you have what we talk about as far as focus groups. You have the focus group, get people together to review it on a small scale, and then you launch it, maybe a launch 1, 2, 3, 4 strategy until it's a local launch, state launch, national launch, then global launch. But remember, some things already start global, depending on what it is, and then it goes to more of a local focus, meaning starting in a different country, and then having where you bring it to the United States to have like a bigger impact here with more monetization, and then also into Europe. So there's various types of strategies that occur based on what it is that you want to do. Let's look at another one. Number 14 is knows their KPIs, stats, and P&L. So it's important for you to understand your financials. It's important for you to understand your own data, and then have KPIs. I've mentioned that a few times now. That's key performance indicators. It's how you evaluate and measure yourself on what it is that you want to do. Now, there's several books from time to time. I'm going to go back to that in just a minute, but there's going to be several books from time to time. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So for instance, when we have the show where there's people that are going to be going through this, then on this little pedestal right here with the plant, we'll have that particular book sitting there, okay? So that might be your book one day that we'll have sitting there as something that we're going to be going through. One of the other books that we've been using is still getting in touch with him to have him on my show. This is the book called Scale with Jeff Hoffman and his business partner, David. So if you already have a business or thinking about starting a business, you need to start the business. We all should start the business with scaling in mind and making it bigger and a lasting business, having that in mind. So this particular book, so there'll be ones that we'll have sitting here that we will feature, okay? So this particular book, I'll just show you right here. It says 7 proven principles to grow your business and get your life back. So this is with Jeff Hoffman. And if you don't know who he is, he's one of the main founders of Priceline.com, and even like the kiosk, when you go to the airport and you check in, that was one of the things that he was responsible for with other folks. And so having billions of dollars of exits in some of these businesses are some of the people that we will be speaking with and that I have in my alliance. And so it's not just because of that, it's because they have had great impact in the world in what they've done. And we can all benefit from that, and by understanding that. So when I talk about this right here, business in a box, some of that comes with reading material and being a part of Dr. Crystal's book clubs. And so sometimes there's, just a few of us that get together related to various books and go through the book together, so that there's, required reading before we meet, and then we have a discussion on it, and it's to help you based on where you are in your business. And that's something that's very important, is that you have the right reading material to help you get to where you want to be in your business. And so that's one of the things that we do. I'm just going to show another commercial as well. And so this is another young lady that she helps to promote people and their businesses. And then we have agreed to do a show with the people that have these products and services. And so if you want to have where we feature your products and services and have you in a collective such as this, where you can be featured at various events. This was a pre-Oscar show that she did, that pre-Oscar event. It wasn't a show, pre-Oscar event, where the vendors were there in the Beverly Hills, the Hollywood area, and people came by, and it was right before the Oscars. So people that were there in town for the Oscars, even various actors, actresses, professional athletes, other people that came by to see their products and services. And some people were able to have them purchase those items, and maybe even strike up deals and have where, again, some people might want to invest in some of those products. So there's various types of things that we're able to do for you, including events like this. Take a look. Well, welcome everyone. This is Dr. Crystal with Life Innovation Global TV, and this is The World Speaks. And Life Innovation Global TV is the home of short, powerful content. SPC, short, powerful content. And so these particular pre-shows, it is where it's about an hour, but it actually is where on LIGTV, we will have what's called Topic Cast. And so there'll be various topics that will be shorter that you can be on there. If we do one on leadership as the topic, then we'll have a whole set of casts that we will do based on leadership and specific areas of leadership where you can give your thoughts on that and be on our show. And you're welcome to come to our studio audience here, and that is in Arizona, or you could come and it can be online. So that part is up to you. We love to have people come and visit us here in the Phoenix area, is where we are. And so what I want to talk about now is, we've talked about impact, we've talked about intention and the importance of intention. We've talked about focus groups, we've talked about various strategies related to element 10, substantial streams, sustainable and substantial streams of income. We've talked about the cash flow quadrant. We've talked about beta testing. We've talked about a number of things on here, all to get you ready for your mega plan going into the new year. And if it's the middle of the year and you're watching this, you still can contact us and get involved in our vision collective. And this is, when I say vision, it's the vision for you and your purpose, your dreams, having clarity, having a plan, having the right people around you, and the right tools. There's a lot that goes into this and how it all fits together based on what we do here at Life Innovation Global. It's life innovation because I believe that we all should have a balanced life related to what it is that we do. So we can't just work on our business and not work on our health, because if we don't have health, then we're spending time at the doctor's office or in the hospital or laid up, and you can't concentrate on your business. So health innovation is a part of that. Kingdom innovation for me, and again, as a ordained minister, as a Christian, it's very important that we have that religious factor. Okay. And then our financial innovation. How are we innovatively looking at making money, which is the element 10 portion. The next part, like it just goes on and on. You know, there's the various areas of the circle. I'm not going to go through the whole circle today of life innovation, but part of it is exposure innovation, you know, marketing innovation. Like, how do we use our gifts and talents, use the people that are in our network, use whatever it is that we need to use legally to have the exposure that we need to have, and get our products and services in front of the right audience, so that based on what's in the vision event, I say this too, to do the right things, spending the right amount of time on the right things to make the right things happen. All of that's a lot of right? Because we can spend our time on a lot of different things, and we can spend it with a lot of different people. But is it the right thing at the right time with the right people, with the right investment? Like the right can just go on and on and on, because of the fact that there's a lot that goes into the thought process of what it is that we are doing as we want to move forward in our lives. So I'm really appreciative of you being on with us today, and want to, in these last few minutes, have where I just go back to one of the items that we've talked about, because we're going to be looking at this a lot, is how can we get you more exposure? So I would love to have you join us on one of these trips that we will be taking in 2025. There's some things that we're getting lined up, and part of it is with me personally. I do have a graduation that I need to plan for. I have students at various universities in Kenya that have been a part of one of my programs, and so I plan to go over there for their graduation from the ICE Institutes. So you'll be hearing more about that. Innovation Centers of Excellence, ICE, ICE, Innovation Centers of Excellence. I have students graduating over there, and it's a 2-semester program, 9 weeks per semester, 9 or 10 or so, based on if we have a few cancellations. It goes more than a little over 9 weeks, but they have done the work, and they are now in their monetization time frame, the monetization cycle, that particular semester. So I'm looking forward to seeing if some of them meet the challenge of being able to start making some money based on their ideas. But this one right here is just a commercial to show what we can do for you if you are a speaker and want to be a part of what we're doing. The Emerge Media Experience is also coming up, where we teach you how to speak, how to be on stage, and then how to have, where there's multiple ways that you can use that information to further your exposure. Take a look. Hey, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson. Extremely pleased and thankful to have you here as we wrap up our show for today. The two words that we looked at were impact and intention. We will get into innovation and how we help you go from creativity to cash flow in some of our other shows. But I really, really want to stress to you that we are really just super thrilled to have you here, and we want you to be a part of this network, the Life Innovation Global TV Network. And you can do that by being a show host, by having your commercials on here, by having where you come to the studio or online and we can interview you. If you're an author, we're going to have some author forums and some other things. And so just to have conversation and really, really get into some things that can help people as opposed to just superficial conversation. It's short, powerful content is our tagline. And so whatever we talk about on here, we do want it to have an impact, a positive impact on people's lives. Thank you very much for being here with us. And with that, we're going to just show the 51 Powerful Peace book again, and hope you have a really, really blessed week, and hope to see you again next week here on The World Speaks. Thank you.